take it, you guys?
Good God.
Take it, let's bring it in.
Close but no cigar. Unless someone wants to get me a cigar. I will smoke
Yeah,
Has anybody ever had a cigar after a close loss?
No. After a lot of wins, though.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome into the Losers Lounge. We are coming to you live from the Toyota Lounge, driven by your Front Range Toyota Source. Toyota is the official vehicle of DNVR and presented, as always, by Bet365. Sign up, download the app, use the code DNVR365 when you sign up. Nuggets fall tonight in Detroit, 124-121. Tough loss where, I'll talk about in the fast recap. A lot to get into tonight. We'll break down the game, go through the box score. Then at the end of the show, we'll go around the association, talk about the trade landscape, if the Nuggets might be up to anything at the trade deadline in a couple days. I'm Harrison Wynn. I got Brendan Vogt with me.
What up, gang? These Detroit Pistons games keep coming down to the wire. And the Nuggets competing in them, but they cannot get over the hump. And that was tonight, not getting over the hump, man. A little frustrating.
Definitely did not get over the hump tonight.
We got under the hump tonight.
Good comeback in the fourth, fell short. Also got D-line here. Also got Superstar. Oh, I was like, what's he doing?
Where'd you find? Is that the same one?
Pulls out a wet, limp cigarette from his ear.
His brim.
From behind the ear.
Was that
Listen,
just
guys, feels like Jokic went out to get milk and hasn't returned. You know what I mean? Like he just left us. I know I played tonight, but it just didn't feel right.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Got Superstar Dev in the house, too.
It's just something about those Pistons. I'm starting to hate them.
Yeah, man. They're tough. They play good defense. They're super physical. And let's get to the fast breakdown. First note of the game kind of tells the story. Nuggets missing everything, Pistons making everything. Do you guys remember the beginning of this game?
Yeah.
Yep, Nuggets could not hit a three to save their lives.
That's what happened. Then, Big Val and Jalen Duren kind of got into it.
Isaiah Stewart as well, yeah.
Bickerstaff technical as well. Kind of woke the Nuggets up a little bit. 13 for Jamal Murray in the first quarter. 32-27. The Nuggets were only down 5. Second quarter, though, was an absolute meltdown. Nuggets could not get a rebound to save their life. Going at it with the officials. Some really questionable calls in this game. It felt like the Nuggets kind of let the officiating get to their head again. Jokic way out of rhythm in this game. 2 really bad turnovers for him late in the second quarter. And again, it was a meltdown. That's really the only word I can use to describe it. They were down 19 at halftime. Third quarter came out really low energy again to begin the third. Jokic got hit in the balls, punched in the balls by Cunningham. Common foul. I don't really know what happened there. Then Denver got a little bit of life thanks to the double big lineup. We hadn't seen it in a while. David Adelman goes back to Nikola Jokic and Big Val together. Denver has a little momentum, a little bit of juice there. Gave them good minutes in the third, and they started the fourth quarter with it as well. Denver looked dead in the water again, about maybe the 10th time they looked dead in the water this game. Julian Strawther had a big game today, and it had a big fourth quarter and second half too. He played most of the second half, making plays all over the court, hit a 3, a couple big rebounds. And then Denver came back. This was a fourth quarter where the Nuggets outscored the Pistons 41-31. They came all the way back and really had a shot to honestly win this game if they would have hit a couple shots and gotten a couple more stops down the stretch. But never could really close the deal. 124-121. The Nuggets lose.
Sirens on Colfax.
Take me away in that ambulance, please.
We have emergency vehicles descending on the Nuggets, ready to give immediate care.
Nuggets showed some good fight in the fourth. Came all the way back. Almost stole a win, but in the end, it's another loss to the Pistons. And a second straight loss after that defeat at home against Oklahoma City the other night. All right, let's go to our Red Hawk Roofing big takeaways. Superstar Dev.
My Red Hawk Roofing big takeaway in this one is there truly is something about this Pistons team that Denver is having a very hard time trying to figure out. They're very physical with them, in which the Nuggets had to employ a new lineup just to try to match their physicality. They're in your face. They're playing tough-nosed defense, and they're trying to get under your skin, and I feel like they succeeded in that. This was an uncharacteristic-like game for a lot of the Nuggets players, and they're just having a hard time figuring it out and trying to get some chemistry right now. So the big takeaway is that physicality. I'm glad that we're seeing it now because they got to fix it before the playoffs.
Yeah, I think that's a good observation, Dev, for sure.
Definitely
have to fix that.
It's a definite. My Red Hawk Roofing big takeaway is the Nuggets are not in trouble, but this sucks. This last stretch of games has been deeply unfun. It's weird to watch Jokic be mortal for a quarters or two. I mean, he kind of looked like himself going down the stretch, but you obviously understand he just is coming back from a long absence. But it's weird to see Jokic in a light that makes him seem normal and mortal at times. So it's like, this is what it is to watch an NBA team for over a full season. You get periods like this where Tim Hardaway cannot shoot, where the Nuggets, who were like for 4, 5, 6 games in a row, were shooting 40% and higher, close to 50%. And now the last two, they've been just dreadful. I think they were around 30% tonight, if memory serves. And they missed the big one. Jamal Murray hit a big three, but they couldn't keep it up. I did really appreciate the fight to come back and the pride to come back, but that second quarter was an abject disaster. That was some of the worst basketball I've seen the Nuggets play since last game.
Yep. Nuggets shot 10 of 30 from 3, 33%. Pistons, I think maybe the worst three-point shooting team in the league, shot 12 of 29, 41%. Vogt?
My Red Hawk Roofing big takeaway is that much like the Thunder game, the Nuggets would get timely stops, enter transition, and come up empty. And that's I thought that was a big part of the Thunder game. There was a chance to make that not only not a blowout, but a pretty competitive game in both the second quarter, and I thought it stretches in the third. And then they just couldn't convert, right? They sometimes have a hard time getting stops when you get them. Got to go turn them into points, especially when you're as potent as this team is offensively. So you're not converting on your stops. You're leading easy points on the board. And tonight, you start looking for how'd they lose this game. It's a 3-point loss. There was a 17-point discrepancy in fast break points in this game. Wow. And the turnovers were 10-9. It was pretty even. So that discrepancy to me was in a large part the Nuggets' inability to just convert on the stops or turnovers they did get. And if they had, they would probably have won this game. Now, there's a lot to say about the first half as well. There's more than one factor in any loss. But this is 2 games in a row now where a team that doesn't always get enough stops to begin with hasn't converted when they try to turn defense into offense. And I think it was a big factor in the loss against the Thunder. I thought it was an even bigger factor in the loss against Detroit. In fact, I might call it the decisive factor in the loss to the Pistons. So they got to be better in transition. Help yourself out when you get a stop.
I think that's a good one, man. Christian Braun got back in this game. He returned. He's a guy that, historically has been really good in transition, but, he's still coming back from this injury. He didn't help much there, but yeah, definitely a lot of points left on the table. My Red Hawk Roofing big takeaway, I'm going to piggyback off what Dev was saying earlier. David Edelman had a quote after the Thunder game where he said, the guys in the locker room post-game said they have to be more physical from the start, and they have to have a more physical mindset from the start. The Nuggets did not have that from the start in this game. And if you look at these last 2 losses, the Thunder and the Pistons, 2 really good teams. The Thunder leading the West, obviously, best team in the NBA. The Pistons, they've probably been the second best team in the NBA for this season. Another really great defense. The Pistons are the number 2 defense in the NBA. Thunder are obviously elite as well on that end. But for 2 straight games now, I just don't think the Nuggets have played physical enough. They haven't been gritty enough. They haven't had the same mentality, I feel like, as their opponent. The Thunder, they brought it in that game the other night. The Pistons, they bring it every night defensively. That's how they win games. And they got up in the Nuggets' face in the first half. They were physical. They played through the whistle. They weren't looking at the refs to wonder why, some of these fouls weren't being called. And it just seems to me like the Nuggets tonight and last night have not matched that physicality. And look, I know they've got Aaron Gordon out. I know they don't have their full team. But, I just expected a little more out of these guys in that department against the Thunder and tonight against the Pistons. And it was just kind of disappointing, especially coming off that last game. The Pistons kind of punched first tonight, and the Nuggets didn't really punch back until they were down 19.
The craziest thing is that they got extremely gritty wins, tough physical wins before this little 2-game stretch. It's inexplicable that somehow Jokic comes back and they become less physical, or maybe they're trying to rely on him too much or something. It's very strange that the Nuggets have struggled so much with Jokic coming back. It's I can't compute.
Yeah. So, they fought for sure in the second half. They fought coming back in the fourth quarter, but I just would have liked them to open the game with a little more pissed off energy,
Yeah, I think so. I also think part of it was they just much like the Thunder, Detroit is very physical. They packed the paint. They're going to send 3 guys at Jokic. They generated a lot of good 3-pointers in that first half, and they just missed all of them. Credit to the guys who decided to put their heads down and start getting to the line. Jamal did that early. Peyton did it a ton in the first half. Somehow the Nuggets, you guys shot 43 free throws in this game.
That's how they got back in.
So there was an adjustment to be physical, but I'm with you that it kind of it was after they got staggered a little bit. But I also think part of it is a team that shot the 3-ball really well this year. This is 2 nights in a row where they haven't shot it well at all. And I thought it was intentionally part of their approach in the first half, but they just couldn't knock them down.
I think that's where the frustration comes with the physicality, because the Nuggets were getting the whistle in this game, and that never happens. When they did get to the paint, get to their spots, they were rewarded for it, but they were not doing that. And then when it finally came, it was too late, where you're playing behind the 8 ball. So this was a game that I feel like, if they would have went to that earlier, that would have changed, a lot in this game, especially when they started to tinker with lineups. I do think there was an adjustment when Adelman did see that they were not matching physicality. That's when Big Val got put in there. That's when they went with the 2, big lineup. There was some adjustments that I liked in this game, but the fact remains, the physicality, it is overwhelming at times for the Nuggets.
Yeah. And look, man, they did just play the 2 best teams in the league. These, the Thunder and Pistons have been very good this season, and the Nuggets, they're not themselves right now. Jokic's coming back. They have a crazy rotation tonight. Spencer Jones doesn't play a healthy scratch to keep him having 1 game of eligibility left on his 2-way contract to play tomorrow. Christian Braun comes back for the first time tonight. So there's a lot of moving parts. It's not a bad loss by any means.
No, it's not.
Just a disappointing one with how they played and how they came out.
Right, because it feels like if you're a little better in the first half, you don't have to be perfect in the second half and you walk away with this win, which reminds me a lot of that first Detroit game as well. Yeah. Having said that, 6 combined points and 2 losses without key guys against Detroit, it's hardly shameful, but that's why I love D-Line's big takeaway. Is it still sucked.
Yeah.
It still wasn't fun to watch. And I think that's
what it is. It's just you got to just take these body blows during any NBA season where you're like, okay, can I glean anything large about this team from tonight? No. Was it horrible and I wanted to kill myself the entire time? Yes. So where does that leave us? A limp cigarette, that's where.
Yeah. 124-121, the Pistons take this one. The Nuggets, first game of a 3-game road trip. They have a back-to-back tomorrow against the Knicks, then they play Chicago.
Knicks played as well tonight, for what it's worth.
So Knicks also on a back-to-back. A lot more to get into. Christian Braun came back in this game. Jokic had an interesting game for sure. We'll definitely talk about his night. Spencer Jones did not play, like I said. I think he'll play tomorrow and exhaust his 2-way eligibility. And hey, we got the trade deadline less than 48 hours away. So
on the other side, can we talk about the Spencer Jones?
Yes, we definitely will. Let's hit our first break. We will talk about Spencer Jones and continue to break down this game.
Okay, shout out to Common Spirit. Hey, athletes, weekend warriors, and anyone who loves to move. For those experiencing any sports injury or chronic pain, the Common Spirit Mountain Region is home to an incredible sports medicine program, including their new sports center, Common Spirit Health, in Parker. The team of qualified and passionate providers specializes in the diagnosis, treatment, and prevention of sports-related injuries for all athletes, please start working with the Denver Nuggets, including your Denver Broncos players. Their experts understand the unique demands your body faces, so you'll get personalized treatment plans combining things like physical therapy, injury prevention strategies, and strength training. Not just about fixing what's broken, it's about preventative care, performance enhancement, and getting you back to peak condition safely and quickly. Don't let an injury keep you on the bench, or even better, get proactive about your health. For more information, visit mountain.commonspirit.org. Common Spirit Health, official healthcare partner of the Denver Broncos.
Also, shout out to Game Time.
Hell yeah.
If you need tickets to concert shows, sporting events, Game Time is the go-to app. I only have one ticketing app in my phone. It's Game Time. It's the only app I use if I'm buying tickets on a third-party site like that. They give the advantage back to the fans. It's the hack for unlocking amazing tickets and experiences in just a few taps. It's incredibly easy to use. That's the really cool thing about Game Time. The Game Time guarantee also means you can trust you'll get 100% authentic tickets on time and at the best price. Plus, fees are always included on Game Time, so the price you see on the app is the price you pay. I know whenever I've bought tickets on Game Time, it's been a great experience. You buy them pretty instantly, those tickets get sent to you, and then boom, you're at the game. Take the guesswork out of buying NBA tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use code DNVR for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Create an account, redeem code DNVR for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. All right, we're back here on the DNVR Nuggets podcast presented by Bet365. Use the code DNVR365 when you sign up and download the app. Nuggets lose 124-121 to the Pistons. Let's start going through the box score. Where do you guys want to start?
Bro, do you go to Jamal Murray? Do you realize how,
What a good game he actually had.
what a good game he
Let's
actually
go
had?
to Jamal
He
Murray.
had
32 points, 8
not-
assists.
I would have guessed he had like 22.
0 turnovers. 32 points, 8 assists, 0 turnovers, 47% from the field, 50% from 3, 92% from the line. Jamal was straight up very good in this game.
It's wild.
Because in the first, it got times where he was quiet, and you were like, "Where is he?"
He had a flurry in the first quarter.
Yes.
I'm guessing a flurry in the fourth.
Must have. Yeah, it just like didn't match the eye test. I think because my eyes were hidden behind my hand.
Ever since the second quarter. Yeah.
32 points. This is a big boy stat line.
Yeah.
And truly, like, that's an all-star stat line, but it did feel like we needed more from him. But I mean, it doesn't, now looking at that, it doesn't seem right to even ask it.
He was also a +5 in this game. You know, a lot of those coming in the fourth quarter when Nuggets outscored the Pistons by 10.
Yeah, this was one of those like up and down type of games for him, but he willed himself back into the game and made it a game.
Yeah.
He did have that flurry early on to just keep them in the game because this could have got out of hand very, quickly if he didn't go on that flurry. And he just gave them fight, throughout the night. He also took what the Pistons was giving him, and this seemed like a game that it slowed down for him because they were very, very physical with him. They were sending the same doubles that we seen, and he was getting rid of them and making the right plays. Where he picked up those 8 assists was like very early in the game. Then it was like, hey, no, this game needs a lot more scoring. It's going to have to be you. And in the fourth quarter, he's been like the king of the fourth. Like, that's who you go through, that he's going to hit big shots. He's going to make the right plays. So this was a game that you wanted Murray to step up in, and he did step up in. You just want it to be consistent throughout the whole game.
Yeah, it's again, like, it's crazy to me. Like,
just hanging out.
like, I honestly was like, man, Jamal, you got to be better. And then
32.
you look and you're like, I don't get it. I just don't get his game. It was, what it was is like so many points came from the free throw line, and that was a reward for pushing the action when
and he
shots were
drove a
falling.
lot. He got to the paint a lot. They were doubling. A lot of his drives were to beat that double team from coming over, so he was going quick.
It did feel like he was being a little passive in times when we needed him to be a little bit more forceful, but like, again, like, he had a great game. He really did.
What do you think of Murray's night?
Genuinely, I agree. And honestly, even the first quarter, like, I think he started inefficient from the field, but he went to the line 7 times in the first quarter.
Yeah.
He went into the teeth of the defense and either ate the contact and got to the line, or he had a couple of really impressive finishes at the rim. The reality is that's the second best defense in the league. That's the second most physical defense in the league. Murray had 8 assists and 0 turnovers and 32 points. Like, no matter how you slice it, The guy played well, man, and he was a +5 in a game they lost. So maybe there were moments where it felt like he was disappearing and quiet, especially because January was so much about Jamal Murray, and now some guys are back. So, but ultimately, like if they win this game, you're talking about how good Jamal played.
He gave them enough things that they should have.
You also you noticed when he was not on the floor.
Yeah,
like it was very apparent that they needed a point guard out there, a guy that they could have the ball in his hands and he's going to make the right decisions. It was some atrocious decisions in this game, like a lot of unnecessary turnovers that you just don't expect from guys that was out there. But you're not thinking of that with Jamal Murray in this one. So this was solid in that regard.
Yeah. Weird night for Nikola Jokic, I thought. 24 points, 15 rebounds, 4 assists, but 5 turnovers. He was a -9 overall. I don't think he played great in this game.
No, he doesn't, but then look at that stat line. The hell, dude?
I mean, I know, but it is 9-19, not a really efficient night.
I'm just saying, like, Jokic also defies logic. Like, I would say this was a terrible game from him.
This was such a weird. I mean, he was on the ground for like half this game. Like he couldn't get a lot of rebounds early. Still finished with 15. It seemed like the officiating kind of got to him a little bit. He seemed frustrated for a lot of this game too. Kind of similar to how he was against the Thunder. Then came on, in the fourth quarter down the stretch. So, I mean, Vogt, I thought he was okay, but maybe he is still, trying to get back from this injury.
Yeah, well, first of all, just on the injury part, and I'm not just talking about like an excuse for this game, but just a real truth of the matter. There's a rhythm to these guys' rotations, and Jokic is kind of different right now, right? Like they're trying to keep him lower on minutes, and they're intending to play him at 28 minutes, and then tonight decided, actually, you need to play 33. For me, it was the turnovers. It was the turnovers, which I thought played hand in hand with what you just mentioned, the physicality. And look, some of these are fouls, man. The last one was a foul, and I get it. Like, I don't blame him for that one. It does feel like working within the kind of high bar we hold Jokic to, one of his weaknesses is sometimes he will confuse the referees with the opposition. He will get more concerned with trying to make a point to the referees, I think, than just playing the best basketball he can. You could argue that happened for stretches tonight. I think it did. I'm not going to, again, to D-Line's point, there was some production there, I just thought ultimately 5 turnovers from him was too many, and it did seem like at one point, whether or not you sympathize with him on the whistle, maybe his response to it wasn't as good as it could have been.
And 2 of the turnovers, we were talking about this on the watch along, Dev. The play where Jokic gets it at the elbow, they send the double, the defense from the blind side, and Jokic always anticipates that, picks up, and then skips the pass over to the corner. He turned it over twice on that, just didn't see the guy coming, or nobody told him the defender was coming, and you never see that.
You never see it, and that's how you know the timing is off now, because he keeps his head on a swivel where he's daring you to go and try to make that steal. That was the first time that we've seen those type of plays. There was a few things that was the first time. This had to be like the first time that people watched Mike Tyson lose a fight. Because they just thought he was on top of the world.
Right.
He was getting beat up around there, and you're like, yo, is that Jokic on the ground getting pushed around? Jalen Duren was very physical with him, knocking him around, grabbing all the rebounds that you're like, no, that is not Jokic. Especially in the first part of the game. That stretch right before half is where the game was lost. And it was a lot of it was Jokic just not playing, even close to what he's used to. So I do think it's going to, take some time, but you just don't see that. So the positive is this was the most he's played since he's got back. He got over that 30, point mark. 32 minutes in this game. On the first night of a back-to-back. I wonder what they do with that tomorrow. But this was just not a game that you expected from him.
No. By the way, Dev looks great tonight. I don't know if anyone said that. I just wanted to throw that out there.
Yeah, man.
You look great too, D-Line.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah. Put the sig back in though. Yeah, now you look awesome.
No, I mean, the craziest thing was that Jokic made 4 consecutive terrible plays.
Yeah.
It was
that string of possessions where he had those 2 turnovers.
Bizarre. It was the weirdest thing I've ever seen. And there were 4 or 5 plays in a row where you're like, what? Why did you throw that? What are you doing? This is stuff you expect from I don't know, pick somebody.
Jalen Duren.
Yes, whatever. not Jokic, man. He looked like Zeke at times. It was like, what is happening?
All right. That's
fine.
probably my
just
line.
for that stretch.
Settle
but
down.
then he started to get back into it, and yes, but somebody pointed out in the chat, and it's true. Jokic had more turnovers than he had assists.
I know. It's
5 to 4.
It's not an awesome outcome.
5-4.
It's not an
He
awesome
could have been a lot better. And I just to wrap up the Jokic section, I'll go back to my Red Hawk Roofing big takeaway for a second here. This team falls in line with Jokic. He is the leader. They take on his persona. I did not like how he approached this game, like from a physicality standpoint early on. It seemed like he was upset he wasn't getting the calls. He was on the ground a lot. And it just seemed like the Nuggets carried that energy with them. So I thought he could have been a lot better. Peyton Watson struggled offensively, 4 of 11 for 17 points, but he was an absolute beast on defense. What did you see from him, Dev?
Oh, you want to go to me first on the Peyton Watson?
Yeah, I do.
This is a setup. This is a setup. Peyton Watson saved his night in the fourth quarter, you know, with how he was trying to get downhill. And it seemed like they were like, no one else has it, so we have to go through him. But in that same, light, I felt like he had a lot of hero ball in this game where there was a stretch that I feel like he took 5 straight shots.
He wanted it down the stretch.
He did want it, but I really feel like he was part of why the timing was off. I think a lot of people's timing was off, but his was like, no, I'm going to make it happen. And to his credit, he did. But I feel like there was extra passes that a lot of guys could have made, especially him. I do think that his defense, there was a stretch that his defense turned on.
There was a stretch, Dev, where he was blocking like every shot for like 4 straight
other
possessions.
people, that's another thing is on those blocks, people weren't stepping up to like help him out.
I know.
It was just him. He was the
off
only
the backboard
one.
and nobody gets the rebound.
Yep.
Like, he goes and gets a poke where it could go to a guy and he lose the 50-50 ball. And those plays, those are frustrating for a player that's playing hard the entire time, who also has the matchup of trying to slow down Cade Cunningham on the other hand. So, I understand, but I just feel like Peyton Watson could have been more deliberate about what he was doing out there.
Yeah, I think if they win this game, we're leading with his defense down the stretch. There's no doubt about it. Like, that's what we're talking about. He was incredible. Having lost this game, I think it's fair to look at his decision-making tonight. I thought at times offensively, it was the first game where you really saw the result of, on the long end of this great run, maybe he pressed a little too much. 3 turnovers, 4 of 11. Give him credit, though, 9 of 11 at the free throw line. Like, we talked about guys adjusting and getting to the line. And Peyton did that in the second half. And like, he was a +9 in this game. I know that's not a perfect stat. Obviously, his minutes were helpful. I agree with what Dev said about his offense tonight. I thought it was a little too calling my own number at times. The couple times he did pick his head up to make a pass, it was great offense.
Yeah, he had a couple beautiful passes.
I do wish they had one so I could just be sitting here going, how about that defense in clutch time, man? How about it?
He was a monster.
He was
down the
everywhere.
stretch. He and Jamal Murray were the reason that they were able to come back. His defense just this is this thing where we watch the Nuggets tighten up and get defensively minded down the stretch, and you're like, why now? Like, can you just do one or the other? Just like let them score every time or stop them. Like, let's try to be a little bit consistent. But yeah, I thought he got like a little cowboy in some of the earlier quarters, but I don't like the Nuggets didn't know what to do. And like Peyton Watson was
he kind of took the reins.
Dude. And like I don't know, I'm not super mad at him because there wasn't a lot else going on, but it also made sure that didn't catch on. Like, so whatever. I'm not mad at him, but
I agree with what Adelman said after the Thunder game, because I don't even really mean this as some sort of criticism. Really, just the Peyton Watson talking point right now. He can get even better if he starts picking his head up here as he gets into the paint. He gets into the paint as well as anyone that's not Jamal Murray on this team, as Harrison's pointed out. He did it a bunch in January. When he does pick his head up and find Jonas Valanciunas or find a corner shooter, he generates really good offense for this team. So the sweet spot, and this is life as a top option. You have to learn this, right? When do I just press the green button and go? And when am I looking to make plays for other people? And I do think there's room for improvement in the second part, but that only follows how much he's improved in the first part already. So that's the next step for him. Ultimately, I don't think you'd call this a bad P-Watt game. You just saw some of the sloppiness in the process at times.
Yeah. Let's hit another break. On the other side, we'll wrap up this game, talk about Christian Braun's first game back, a huge game from Julian Strawther off the bench, and then go around the association, look ahead to the trade deadline.
It's Tuesday. If you were playing with Bet365 or It's Never Ordinary, you could have used the NBA Tip-Off Tuesday offers. See for yourself what those look like when you download the Bet365 app. Use code DNVR when you sign up, DNVR365, and you'll see those Tip-Off Tuesday offers. Place a qualifying same-game parlay bet with the Safety Net Bet feature on Tuesday NBA games. Get up to $10 in bonus bets if the bet loses. Terms and conditions apply. Don't know if you've noticed the modern NBA. Sometimes a team gets up by 20 points. Does not mean that they won the game. Does mean that you won your bet, though. Download the app. Use code DNVR365 when you sign up. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary. I bet that's a good point, Wend. At Bet365. Breaking news from Bet365. New customers get $200 in bonus bets when you bet $5, win or lose. Sign up. Use the code DNVR365. Deposit $10. Place a bet for $5 to get $200 in bonus bets. If your bet wins or loses, bonus bets can be used on the spread, totals, player props, futures, more. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. You have to be 21 or older and physically located in Colorado. Please do gamble responsibly. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply.
How do we do on our bets tonight, Dev?
We have what is called a clean sweep.
A clean sweep on the bets?
3 for 3 again.
We're even here with something.
Clean sweep on the bets. Also, we got to talk about our friends over at the Rocky Mountain Cancer Center. Guys, it is game time. Basketball fans, NBA fans out there, it's game time. From tip-off to the final buzzer, winning takes teamwork. You know that. Winning always takes teamwork.
Every time.
When your loved one is up against a cancer diagnosis, you need a team that you can trust to never back down, to play with physicality. You need a team that you can trust through every setback and rebound. Rocky Mountain Cancer Centers is Colorado's leading cancer specialist, and they've got your back during those tough times with 30 years delivering nationally recognized care right here at home, treating more adult cancers than anyone else in the state. That's Rocky Mountain Cancer Centers. When you or a loved one is having that fight, you're up against it. Maybe it's a cancer diagnosis, maybe it's something else. You got to go with people you can trust. You got to go with the team you can trust. That's why Rocky Mountain Cancer Centers is here. They're Colorado's leading cancer specialists, and they've been doing it for 30 years, delivering nationally recognized care right here at home in Colorado. They treat more adult cancers than anyone else in the state. Rocky Mountain Cancer Centers, your courage, our expertise. All right, we are back here on the DNVR Nuggets Podcast, Losers Lounge edition of the show. We're presented by Bet365.
Loser.
Christian Braun returned tonight, played 26 minutes, 6 points, 2 assists. Thought he had some good defensive possessions, Vogt. Offensively, didn't do much.
Yeah.
But it was, I guess, good to see him back out there.
I mean, look, if he's not going to get better by not playing, you know what I mean?
True.
If this is rust or injury related, he's got to play through it. And he got 25 minutes tonight. Offensively, there's just nothing there right now.
There's nothing,
There's just nothing. The transition stuff, what's your confidence level 1 out of 10 in Christian in transition right now?
It's a 0.
Right?
His game is, though, it's such a unique role player type game. You watch him tonight and you're like, man, is he ever going to find it again?
I know, man. Because if he doesn't have that,
yeah.
You know what I mean? And
is he ever, I know he probably will, but you watch him tonight and you're like, man, look, is he ever going to get it again?
You're playing the Kings. He can still give you 16 points off split actions alone because they're not guarding them. They're not even aware that they're happening. The Pistons, you're not picking up 13 free easy points off split actions.
I did like that he shot the 3 that he shot at the beginning of the game.
I agree. I like that he shot it.
It looked okay, just short on it. I'm glad that he shot it. He had a nice layup off a cut in that first quarter as well. Not much offense after that, though.
It's just crazy, man, because this time last year, if Christian Braun was in transition, Even if the odds are like
I know.
minus 2,000 that he scored.
Yeah, you're like, okay, it's a bucket.
Yeah, now you're
like,
plus
oh
2,000.
my god, dude.
The
Totally.
miss that he had on transition was one of the worst misses of the
Yeah,
season.
man.
He like threw it as hard as he could off the backboard. And that's where the frustration comes because, like you said, if he's not scoring in transition, it's not the three ball. So,
Yeah.
like, what is it that it goes to? And then also, what's like, has you curious is I don't know if it's because he's just young or what, but when he comes back, he doesn't have a limit. Like, they don't play him 12 minutes, or 20 minutes. He gets straight to like the 25s and things, which I'm like, okay. So, because like if he played 15 minutes or if they said we're going to cap him, then it makes sense of like, hey, he's working himself back into it. But when you play him 25 minutes, that means that you feel like he's playing better than, Tim Hardaway Jr. and Bruce Brown and Julian, other guys that had it in this game as well. Because you want to see him out there, you want to see him playing, but you want to see him confident. You want to see him doing the right things. And in this one, you could tell the confidence was down. He was arguing with the refs on every single play, which that's just not the Christian Braun, thing. It's not something that stands out about him. What I will say as a bright spot is I like to see him and Peyton Watson out there together defensively because it was tough for them to just get switches the entire time. And if you're switching off of Peyton Watson, now you have Christian Braun right there, who's a defender and who's gonna get back into himself. So there's small bright spots if you squint very hard.
I mean, it's a little bit of a bright spot. Him just getting back out on the court.
For sure. Yeah.
And they played. He and P-Watt played well together down the stretch.
His defense was
defensively,
solid.
yes, and that is a way you get yourself back into rhythm. You do cardio out there, and then you find yourself making good, switches and playing in tandem. And he definitely was a part of that defensive stand that they took down the stretch. But yeah, it was overall not his best game.
I hope he gets it back. I want to give him a chance to get it back, find his form. But if you're Christian right now, holy smokes, did you sneak 125 in right before the buzzer? Good God.
Well, I mean,
I'm not saying
not
you didn't.
really. He had an unbelievable season.
No. He earned it.
Yeah.
He earned it. I'm just saying, like, what an unbelievable turn of like reputation and events in a short amount of time.
Yeah. I mean, bad start to the season, you get hurt. It's what happens.
Yeah, and look, he was great last year, and he was part of their championship team. It's just, it's
We gotta see it again. Yeah, we gotta see it again. Yeah,
crazy half month for him.
Julian Strawther played a great game in this one. He was, I mean, really maybe the biggest unsung hero, the biggest silver lining from this one. 15 points, 6 of 9 shooting, 8 rebounds.
Yep.
What did you guys think of his night?
He was incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, he was shot ready. He looks like he wanted to be out there, and he, was positive in his role. Knocked down shots when they came to him, but also he went out and got it. 8 rebounds. That's not what you see from Julian Strawther, and all of them were like in traffic.
They were good rebounds,
rebounds that Denver needed to keep plays alive, where he goes and gets it, and then he gets into the open court and he makes a play happen. I felt like they had to close with him. They needed him out on the floor, and he earned, more time, which was great for him because he was picking up DNPs. This is when guys are coming back, and now he's starting to play when he wasn't playing when nobody was there.
Right.
So, like, this is a guy that's trending in the right direction, starting to get his, footing under him, and he looks good right now. He was great in this game.
Yeah, what I like about his game right now is that he is very north-south. He's like going.
It's a good point.
He's getting quickly to the rim. Like, he was one of the only ones on the team that was able to convert it on the fast break, which is wild. But he's making just going down, getting a floater, getting around his guy. He's just playing confidently, which I appreciate. I wish he would shoot more threes, but we really could have used that last one at the very end. It was kind of a rush shot, but overall, I mean,
that one was in.
Yeah, I did too. Overall, it's going in the right direction for.
I like Dev's point. I think Julian Strawther is a really underrated rebounder. He's a very good defensive rebounder for a guard, a willing one. And so when you think of it from that standpoint, and obviously this is fresh off of a good game from Julian, like, okay, the guy can put the ball on the floor a little bit. In theory, he can shoot. He can rebound. Like, there should be room for a guy like that somewhere.
Dude, coming out of summer league or just the summer in general, like, I was positive. It was the year of Julian, I thought.
Well, I never thought it was because they brought in this guy, Tim Hardaway, who was obviously going to play over him.
It was good, just
But,
yeah.
I mean, we don't have to touch on him that much, but Hardaway sucked tonight, and he sucked these last couple. He just hasn't hit anything. And I'm kind of over Jalen Pickett starting at the 2.
Yeah. I don't really see it anymore.
I don't really get the point anymore. I mean, he played 10 minutes in this game, 0 of 5 from the field, 0 of 4 from 3. I wouldn't mind seeing Julian in that spot.
Yeah.
For maybe a couple games.
Yeah.
I just feel
Tim.
like
They seem to want to bring Tim off the bench.
Tim
right?
started one game and was terrible, and then he's
Yeah.
just been coming off the. I want to see Julian in that spot
Yeah.
against New York tomorrow. I hope the Nuggets start Julian at the 2 next to Jamal.
And the other thing I was going to say is, and this may sound crazy, especially if you weren't like really locked in. Last 2-3 games, I think Julian Schuyler's been playing good defense.
I do too.
I thought tonight
You haven't noticed him
No.
being a huge minus on that end.
there was one rough one in the fourth quarter, right when I pointed it out on the watch long, of course. But I thought he did a good job chasing Duncan around screens
Yeah.
tonight. I thought against the Thunder, he played some solid defense. He's been in passing lanes, so you got to give him this. He's gotten a sliver of opportunity at the last second here, and he's really working very hard. So.
Yeah.
You know, if he starts knocking down threes consistently, which just remains an if throughout his entire NBA career at this point, you got to think that's a guy that can either play here or could entice another front office at some point.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, the Nuggets are at a stage in their development as a team where they truly have to look at all of their players as assets. And it's like, do you have the right number of pieces to get you over the top? Because they're just right up there with the competing teams. Not that it's looked like it for the last 2 games, but it seems like it could be the truth.
Yeah. You guys got anything else on this game?
No, we're talking about this fucking game.
The other big note here, Christian Braun comes back. Spencer Jones was inactive, a healthy scratch in this game. He was in street clothes.
Might have helped.
And you're probably wondering why the hell was that the case? Well, he's on this 2-way contract. You're only allowed to play, I believe it's 50 games. He has 1 game, I believe, left on that 2-way contract. So I think what the Nuggets did was, all right, we'll play Christian Braun tonight. We'll rest him on the back-to-back tomorrow and play Spencer Jones tomorrow against the Knicks in his spot. I think they want to leave that last roster spot open through the trade deadline. Instead of converting Spencer Jones now, you leave it open in case you have to take back an extra player in a trade or something, and then, just to figure out the roster. So you have a little more flexibility. And then after the deadline, I assume they'll convert Spencer Jones so he can play again. I assume.
Can we rule out completely that the Cronkies aren't just trying to save $300,000?
Well,
that is what they're doing, first of all.
They are doing that.
That's exactly what they're doing.
That's the whole reason. They're just
But they are doing that, but it does make sense to just sacrifice 1 game to keep that roster spot open, even though they're most likely 90% sure they're not going to be taking back another
if they do nothing mobility wise, then I just think it's the Cronkies wanted to save themselves $300,000 for a couple extra days.
You know what this game really needed? Spencer Jones. This game desperately needed Spencer Jones in it, honestly. And I know, you want fresh blood in the second, half
to be
of
spilled.
the back-to-back and stuff, but I feel like this would have been a game that he could have really impacted. And them looking at it and sitting him in a game I think it tells you something deeper about, the trade deadline. Maybe they are going to get rid of a player to just make room for him.
It does feel like they are. They have to be being strategic.
They want to convert him and then also leave a roster spot open. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
So he'll be on the team so that he's there for the whole year, but also maybe a move that they get rid of more money in. So I feel like there's going to be a guy on the team that's no longer with the team.
I hope they're able to save money. That's all I hope.
Well, we'll find out here in 2 days. The trade deadline is on Thursday, and lucky for everybody, we're going to be live right at the trade deadline, starting at 12.
Breaking news, Hunter Tyson to Utah.
Is at 1.
Breaking news, we've converted Spencer Jones' 2-way contract.
We'll be live to the trade deadline, breaking down every trade as it happens, right up until the final buzzer. And we'll be locked in on any Nuggets trade that's happening as well. So You won't be able to get enough of us
on
deadline day.
Trust
that's
me,
for sure.
it's very easy to get enough of all
Why
these
is
people.
Vogt's face so yellow?
Yeah, I did
well,
notice that,
it's
actually.
more just the screen,
it's,
you know.
okay, it's the colors on the screen. It doesn't look like that. Okay. And look, let's talk about the trade deadline. 2 days to go. I don't think anybody's expecting the Nuggets to be that active. I think a move to save salary is probably coming, or that's the most likely move the Nuggets make, where they're trading a Hunter Tyson into somebody's cap space for nothing. They're probably, giving away a pick as well to entice that team to take him. Maybe they find a way to get off Zeke's contract. I don't think anything huge is coming for the Nuggets move-wise. I think they're happy with their team. It's a tough situation. It's been a tough season because they don't really know what their team looks like fully healthy.
Yeah.
But I think the Nuggets front office believes they have a really, really, really good team as it is once everybody gets back.
They're
so
right.
I'm not expecting anything crazy. The most likely move seems like a Hunter Tyson salary dump.
Let's go.
Then a Spencer Jones conversion.
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
So we'll see.
Jake Coyne, Stat Squatch, friend of the show.
Dude, he has to be the most cited man on Twitter.
He is cited constantly. So he outlined the way this might work, and then of course, lo and behold, Hunter Tyson to Utah trade rumors start popping up. This is not about really convincing Utah necessarily to take Hunter. There's a way that Utah can lightly protect the second round pick so that it almost certainly won't convey. So what you get is the Nuggets sending cash considerations and Hunter to Utah for a fake second rounder. So you're actually just paying Utah
permanent
to
sub.
take a player that they'll probably waive, but the cash amount you would send over is preferable to the cash amount you would lose by paying the luxury tax payments because that you're currently $400,000 over. So essentially the Kroenkes would be spending money to save more money.
Thank God.
Which again, I know D-Line, you were just like,
Dude, I freaking love this league, man.
Dude, I love
Fire
it.
me up.
I know
I'm
you
like,
were going to
every
lose it
night
if
I'm
they
like,
couldn't
damn it.
save
I'm
some
like,
money.
Let's effing go.
Every night I'm like, I know there's savings out there somewhere.
Bro.
I know there's savings.
I can't wait to save $400K. Let's
I'm
go.
like, come on, dude. There's
You're like,
got to be a
but
deal out here.
The next day, Stan Kroenke buys more land.
Dude,
You're like, hang
yeah.
on, wait, what?
Like
And
that's
yeah.
where the money went to. That's why we're saving.
No, it's Stan Kroenke buys more land to continue to be the largest landowner in North America. Congrats.
All the same,
He's still on
this
top.
one, all the same, this one technically makes a little bit of sense, but I understand I think D-Line put it well.
Look, man, the Nuggets better win the championship this season, man, because they're not, if that move happens, it's not like they're ducking the second apron.
No.
It's not like they're ducking the first apron.
No.
They're ducking the luxury tax.
Yeah, I mean, yes. You're right.
Doesn't that reset the clock for the repeater?
Who gives a fuck about the repeater, Kale? Who cares?
Kale, you shut up, Kale.
Kale, you are right. Strategically, that's the
Write the
counter.
report.
Strategically, that's the counter. But also, yeah, it does
Fuck
feel
about a
silly.
repeater
Jesus
tax.
Christ, Kale, we're on edge over here, man.
It is. What's that great NBA Twitter tweet where it's like Nate Duncan and Danny LaRue when a player waves a guy to save $4 million in tax payments, and it's the guys dancing. That's what the Nuggets are doing at the deadline.
Oh my God, dude. Do you think that like there's a chance that this money they save could go towards something cool, like I don't know, like an exotic animal hunt or something? Like,
I mean, maybe,
something cool. You
No,
know what I
no,
mean?
it's more land. It's more land for sure. Exotic animal hunt.
Like, like a hippo or
I
something.
don't think that's better.
It would just make me feel better to know that that an elephant was felled. You know what I mean?
It's like the Nuggets, they do have the team to win it, man. Like, and I've thought about a lot of the moves that they could make, a lot of these guys that are on the block. I think they've got the squad. Somehow they have the squad without paying the luxury tax, which is kind of crazy. But I don't see a move out there that really makes a huge upgrade. I think the thing you really have to think about if you're the Nuggets is what are we doing with Peyton Watson? And I've heard nothing about them wanting to trade him. I'd be very shocked, to be honest,
Right.
if he was traded at this deadline. I do not expect Denver to even really think about that because it does seem like the Nuggets are now viewing him as a big part of their future. I don't know how they can make the numbers work this summer, but I think in the Nuggets' mind, they would love to have Peyton Watson here for the long haul. So,
Oh yeah, for sure. The funny thing is he's also kind of the only asset, right? So if you were going to try to make a big splash at the deadline, it would be moving Watson for a move that you think makes you better. Without that, you're just trying to convince teams to take Zeke. Really? You know what I mean? When you're not trading any of the key players right now. So
Yeah.
I mean, here, I'm just spitballing here.
cool.
Could the
Spitball.
Cronkies on all that land, could they have some sort of like tree planting service or something? Something that Peyton Watson could be the face of.
Right.
Get
Yeah.
paid,
Right.
millions and millions and millions
Sure.
of dollars for no
Sure.
services rendered, something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
I've
I mean,
heard of
what
that
if we
before.
just he could work at a bar, like a sports
Oh, that'd
bar
be
or
helpful.
Oh, is
something
there
right
one
now.
that you have in mind?
Yeah. Probably use some help down there. Wait
That
some
would
tables.
be, dude. That would be sick. That would be
What a
sick.
development.
Dev, what are you excited for heading into the trade deadline? Nuggets or not Nuggets related?
I'm ready for the Giannis conversation to just end.
Yeah, no doubt.
I'm tired of hearing of it. I want him to just stay where he's at. I do not want him in Minnesota. I do not. That would be horrible. It wouldn't be fun to see them at all. It wouldn't be fun to see Tim Connolly win again, or anything. Like I just want all bad to happen. But I am tired of hearing about Giannis.
Yeah. The rumors today, Minnesota clears a bunch of cap space by getting off Mike Conley. So they're obviously trying to set the table to go after Giannis, which it seems like they are. It kind of seems like it's Minnesota, Miami, or Golden State for Giannis. And just if you look at the packages available, maybe Minnesota and Miami. Golden State, I don't think, has a great package. They have a lot of picks, but I don't know
Dude,
about the
there's-
players.
It's not happening.
The
Golden State doesn't. It's not happening with Golden State.
So
It's
from
just
the Denver
not.
perspective, it's your Minnesota. So just theoretically, guys, framework wise, Minnesota, like right now, you kind of are comfortable with Minnesota, right?
Very
Like
much
you
so.
admit
Well-
that they can win, you admit that they can beat teams, but they're not the Thunder, the Spurs, the Nuggets right now. Is that at the same time? And like if you make a deadline deal, it's really hard to win, to make a big deadline deal and win that year. But if it's McDaniels and Randall for Giannis,
It would have to be.
I mean,
It has to be.
they're automatically more dangerous, right?
Oh, for
Is that,
sure.
Would you say so?
Absolutely.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
You would never be able to score on them. I mean, ever.
Yeah.
When they're healthy, what are you going to be able to do with them? You can't even double team those two guys, and they're going to hype each other up the entire time. I don't want to see it. It has to be more. You need to just throw in other people just to piss me off. I don't understand how that
it
would
would have
happen.
to be Nas Reed, and like then again, I don't even. They have no picks.
I don't know how they're in this.
They broke the trade market for Rudy Gobert.
D-line, but that's not what matters in the end in these trade talks with
What does matter?
superstars.
Friendship.
There's one thing that actually matters, and it's Giannis who can dictate where he wants to go.
Very much so.
And it's bullshit, but that's just how this league works. James Harden apparently wanted to go to Cleveland once he found out the Clippers weren't going to extend him. And he got to Cleveland. James Harden, he should write a book about how to operate as a superstar if you don't care about winning and just want to get paid.
Dude,
He is writing the recipe, man.
He's incredible right now. Whoever's like his mouthpiece and talking for him, because
Oh,
they
yeah.
were like, "Hey, you plan on paying me $40 million for the next 2 years, right? Like I'm gonna get an $80 million contract." They're like, "Wait, no, I'm out of here.
I'm outta here.
I am gone."
I know he needs to write the book "Ringless Wealth." How to get ahead by never getting over.
Joe Johnson is like, I'm gonna have a chapter. in
Forward by Joe
there.
Johnson.
I have a chapter in there.
I'm with the chat. So far, I'm pleasantly surprised that the Spurs are not, because they're the team to me that I'm like, for this year and going forward, no effing thank you, Giannis, to that team. It doesn't
Yeah,
feel like,
dude. Oh
and
my
they've
God.
got assets, right?
A lot.
A ton
Again,
of them.
I can't believe that the Rockets aren't the one that.
Yeah,
are
I'm
leading
pleasantly
the-
surprised those two teams aren't more.
We don't know though. They
They could, I guess, yeah. No one seemed to know Harden wanted out until last
Yeah,
night.
exactly,
And then
yeah.
everyone knew, by the way.
Oh,
I don't
obviously.
know.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
We've
this
been
has
talking
been
about it.
building for
Yeah.
months.
Yeah,
Yeah.
weeks. Yep.
It's just like the NBA is hilarious because you use logic. You're like, why would they do that? And then you're like, I don't know, because one of them's an idiot. Like, how could you possibly get Jonas Valanciunas for Dario Saric? Like,
Yeah.
who would do that? Like,
Well, if you missed it on the pregame show, Dario Saric, your newest Detroit Piston.
Yeah. And your question? Everybody would do it.
Everybody would.
Everybody would do it.
absolutely.
Apparently
Sarge
the most
as
tradable
the
contract in
mouthpiece
NBA
also.
history. Dude, the Nuggets might want to look at getting Saric back just because he's so
For the
tradable.
flexibility.
Just so you could get off Zeke later.
Yeah, I mean, the most tradable contract of all time.
The flexibility alone.
I mean, you just gotta love that flexibility.
Everybody loves flexibility.
Dario's just like, fine,
Yeah,
fine, whatever.
It would be
Yeah.
sick though if he just like
pick
he
up
wasn't
some
even.
new gear. Oh, I got some Pistons gear now.
It'd be great though if he just was like never
Little
on the bench because
Caesars?
he literally just
Yeah,
left the country.
I know. That's why he's like, I will accept this trade and I'll show up, but I'm not coming to the games.
Or just he won't even show up and they just write his name in and he's in Honduras or something having fun.
Honduras. Heard good things. Tropical. Good rain for it. All right, let's go to Super Chats.
Jackson NY, Jackson Y, 1986. Going to MSG tomorrow to watch my countryman Yoke play live for the first time. Hopefully.
Wow, awesome.
Hate to say it, but he probably did the Nuggets in tonight at the end of the second quarter. Yes, but we've covered it, and also the chat just simmered down. So,
Yeah. But he said this earlier.
oh, okay, yeah.
Have fun at the game, man. That should be awesome.
Dude, I would love that.
The
sounds
Garden.
awesome. You saw him play the
Garden.
Garden, right?
I've been to the Garden to see Jokic play. Yes. It's awesome. It was really fun. Moss and Rocks. What do we think, fellas? Nails or rewatch? I'm going nails. again.
Nails. Definitely nails. Yeah.
I'll put a nail in a smoothie before I watch that one again.
Which is the worst part, the nail or the smoothie? Would you say to you?
I bet my NutriBullet could handle it if you dropped it. Mr. Exquisite Nugget, Yoke, 9 of 19. Wish he beat SGA. Sad face. Trade CB. 2 and 6. Bad. Maul, 8 for 17. Bad. I mean, all-star. Luck Val was 4 for 4 plus Bruce Brown, some good energy. P-Watt 4 for 11. Bad, but fun. Hope he stays a Nug.
Man.
See, I like that
Good
super
God.
chat because I feel like I learned.
I want some of what he's on.
That was,
I don't think you do.
What was he talking about?
I don't know, man. I feel like I just had a stroke.
I don't think you do.
Big Honey 15. Everyone take a deep breath. We'll be okay.
Probably. Yeah.
Jackson NY again. Some team may see a future franchise player in P-Watt, and who could blame them after watching him compete in the fourth tonight? Guarding Cade is no joke.
The irony in all of this is like the Bucks can't really choose where to get the best package for Giannis. They're kind of effed in this whole situation because he's obviously just going to go where he wants to go. Honestly, if I'm them, I'm like, Peyton Watson might be like the best young franchise cornerstone building
imagine?
block I could get for Giannis.
Can you imagine Peyton Watson gets his glow up is good enough that we get Giannis out of the deal?
Hey, man, if you look at like, okay, young potential franchise cornerstones out there, he's got to be pretty high on that list.
He's above Jaden McDaniels
Yeah.
now, right? I mean,
Maybe if we get the Sharge contract, we could make that deal.
Yeah,
happen.
dude, we have the open roster spot. You know, we could boom right in.
I think we got it, actually. Everyone take a deep breath. We'll be okay. Kyle M20. Hey, Dev.
Hey, what's up?
Dev,
Kyle?
this is
That's
the
my
game
boy.
that made him think of Dev.
Whatever.
Some guy. I'm sick of losing the physicality battle time and time again. Feels like
too,
this has
man.
been this team's kryptonite since the 2024 T-Wolves series. Unfortunately, that's a very astute observation.
Our toughest guy is somehow our weakest guy. He just gets hurt all the time.
That's, I know. You do miss AG in those battles. Maddox Otter, thanks for the stream, fellas. Appreciate y'all.
No
Appreciate
problem.
you.
No problem.
Game shied, not worried. Let Detroit and OKC get overconfident.
Yeah, that's right. They think just because they beat us every time that they can beat us every time.
That's next level silver lining. 5 ish. Do you guys have to learn to be Jokic merchants again?
Yeah.
Do guys have to learn? I mean, we do. Yeah. 378 bench 3-pointers down, only 177 till 5. Julian finding life again is promising. Onto the Big Apple.
I mean, we're all Jokic merchants, to be honest. Even us.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We're the biggest Jokic
Dude, the
merchants.
largest Jokic merchant out there is ALLCITY.
I mean, there's no doubt about it. That's why that one PHLY rant was so good. You're like, bro, he paid for that microphone. Jokic's third horse opens wallet, stares at Aaron Gordon photo. A single tear rolls down my cheek. Past the wet sig, big bro.
Yeah, dude. Everyone get around. Slurp, slurp, pass.
Neeg USA or Negusa. Hard to say. Refs hate Jokic, but team can't handle physicality. For sure, checks out so far. Worst nightmare XO. No Dev, no Eric, no windy, whiny babe.
Damn.
Great show, Vogt.
That was like just a
Yikes.
straight shot.
Dude, I kind of think I want what he's having now. And
Yeah,
not that that's the
I
same,
told you.
not that that's the same guy.
I
but
told you, man.
I
I
wi-
want-
I wish I was as high on myself as Cedric is on me, man. I would be a much more confident guy.
Oh, my
Vladislav
God.
Jokic, stop trying to prove a point to the refs by exaggerating and then getting even fewer calls. Spend one foul on bumping a defender into orbit instead. House of Shock, shout out Big Vote. Yeah, that's how I'm most
damn.
commonly
Gotta get a lot of
described.
shout outs.
Dang, dude, did you have a great night, Vogt?
I don't know. Ask Cedric, and the answer is yes.
Guys, thanks for hanging out with us tonight on this Losers
Oh, we
Lounge.
got a buzzer beater
buzzer beater.
Oh, cool, because we're going to overtime
from
anyway.
Navi Ganita.
Find us in the
Why are we
internet.
bad in the clutch? My SC this season.
Yeah, I don't know.
A lot of it's been the clutch defense.
Yeah.
One guy in particular, kind of not good in that area. But I'm gonna get out of the show now. I'm gonna leave.
Hey guys, thanks for hanging out with us tonight. If you're not subscribed to this channel, maybe you just came across it. This is the place for Denver Nuggets talk. We're live 5 days a week. We'll be live the entire trade deadline. Subscribe to us, throw us a thumbs up, like the channel. We'll be back all week, man. We're not going anywhere. Thanks for hanging out with us. Talk to you tomorrow.
We all silly like the mayor.